What time is it? Right time to look good and feel good. It's challenge time. Get on board with certified health coach Marlene McKinney, Global Weight Loss Challenge. Enjoy vegan meal plans, clean eating, routine exercise with awesome WhatsApp group support. Get excited. Don't hesitate. Register, forward email address via WhatsApp to 242-535-6293 or Marlene_McKinney at live.com. Don't forget to add your name as it appears on your bank card. What time is it? Life-changing time. Join the challenge. Get on board.
And welcome. 25 years, who's to say? 25 years we're celebrating. 25 years, something better today is celebrating 25 years in ministry. And we just wish to say, welcome. How are you guys? Thank you so much for being with us today on this beautiful, whatever day it is, whatever time you're listening to our podcast. I'm excited to have you here in the house today. So if you were thinking of going someplace else, this is not the time. This is not the time. Okay. So, is there a doctor in the house? I say, is there a doctor in the house? Hello, somebody. There may just be a doctor. Calling Dr. Woodside, calling Dr. Woodside. Last week we got started. Mic check. Just make sure you guys can hear us. I want to be sure somebody do a thumbs up for us in the Zoom room. That'd be great. So we can make sure you can hear us because we disconnected from for a moment just to make sure that our promo went out. Mic check first. Mic check first. Yes? Yes. Hallelujah. Thank you so much, Dr. Paulette. So we're here today in Something Better Studio. You know, I've been working feverishly hard at this little studio of mine, and I'm so excited to have it up and running. God is so faithful. And Something Better is excited always to share. That's what we do. God says he will qualify those who wish to be used by him. And so we're just grateful today, like any other day. Okay, so we have a YouTube audience joining us for the first time during the midday hour. I don't know that anyone's there yet, but I'm going to do a quick thing and just do our edit, and then they will find us. So give me just a moment. And while we are waiting to get into that area, we call the healthcare room. We're going to call it the healthcare room. I just wish to welcome each of you who are here live. Let us know where you're joining us from. That's what I would love for you to do. How about you tell us where you're joining us from, please, and thank you. Is that okay? Can you tell us where you're joining us from? Mm-hmm. Waiting.
Hi, this is Lady D. I'm joining you from the United States of America in the wonderful state of Alabama, the city of Tony.
She's in Alabama. Alabama. We could mock you guys. Welcome. Thank you for being here. We're so happy to have you with us today. That's awesome. I hope you did four things for us. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. I hope you did that already. Let us know where you're joining from. Hi, iPhone user says, I'm joining from New York. That was New York? I think it was New York. The Big Apple, the Big Apple. All right, let me just do two quick things. Anybody else? Come on. Cinnamon, Crystal's going to tell us where you're joining us from. I'm going to put it on the screen in just a second. And let's do a quick thing, public create. I just want to make sure that it's out there, that people can find us, you know. That's important. Don't make sense being on if they can't find us, you know. And I don't know why I didn't think about going live last week, but nevertheless, we are live today. And we're just happy that you chose to be with us, okay? Very, very excited to share. Last week, I learned so much about my feet. And so I decided right at the spur of the moment, if she had time, she could come back and we can do a series of these programs so that others can learn a lot about their feet. As a child growing up, I used to suffer from ingrowing toenails. And my mom would have to take me to a doctor down in town. And I would have to go and she would cut down in there. And it was not painful, mind you, necessarily, but it was a process. It was the healing process that I hated most, I guess, because we couldn't wear certain shoes and all that kind of stuff. But nevertheless, you know, God is good and those stay healed. But one thing I could say is the doctor always told me, please be careful the kind of socks you wear, the types of shoes you wear. And as a result, I became a flip-flop girl. I became the flip-flop girl. But we have in the house, yes, we do have a doctor in the house. We have Dr. Christal Woodside. Dr. Christal Woodside, we welcome you.
Hello. Thank you guys for having me on again today with Marlene.
Mm.
Hello to everyone out there on YouTube, on Facebook, all of the platforms that we're using right now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Dr. Christal Woodside. I'm a doctor of nail technology, a medical nail technician, and a foot care professional, a nail care professional, and your foot hygienist.
Yes, 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 yes. So I've asked my YouTube, not my, well, my YouTube family, and of course, I've asked those in our Zoom platform to please do us a favor, send in your live questions because I think it makes it even more practical, more real than just me talking back and forth with her. Because some of you are experiencing feet problem or one foot maybe having an issue. I know sometimes I wake up in the night and this left foot always kind of do a little thing on me. So I'm so glad she's here today because I don't have to pay for the visit. Help somebody, somebody. And so I'm so happy to have you with us. Already questions have come into the chat, but I will begin with the questions that she has given me, one or two of them, and then I'll do one each. How's that? That's okay? I think that's okay, right? I think that's a good thing. First of all, I just want to welcome those of us who are joining us here in this room call. This room is specifically for interviews on Mondays. It's a live interview. So if you're a health professional or you are a medical missionary or you have a story to share, I wish you let me know and then we can definitely interview you. It can be obviously a virtual, it doesn't have to be in person. And so, yeah. So we welcome all of you for being with us today. We have Dr. Christal with us, the foot specialist, and that's what she does. Last week I learned a lot. I'm going to stop talking. First of all, tell them a little bit about yourself. You have children, you met what's up?
Yeah. I have a one handsome son. And a little bit about myself, a little bit about my background. I came into the beauty industry about over 20 years ago. And then I gained an interest and a love in feet and foot care with working in the hotel at that particular time. Being exposed to so many different cultures, so many ethnicity groups, persons coming in from all over the world, I always started to wonder, what is this that I'm seeing on persons' feet? Some individuals, you're not able to do the routine service of a pedicure for them. And I wanted to get to know more. I wanted to learn more. And having my own family being passed away, my great grandmother, she would have passed away one of her legs off, and my grandmother would have passed away with both of her legs off. I knew I needed to do something, and I would have been able to find a niche that I would have been able to help individuals in our society to be able to care for their feet. A lot of individuals were having so many complications after I would have left the hotel and went into my own private business. Then I saw so much that persons were experiencing because of improper footwear, because of various conditions that they were experiencing over a course of time. And this wanted me to dive in deeper to know what is foot care, what are some of the ailments, the disorders, and the diseases that we're now experiencing that is becoming abundant, especially here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and most of all for individuals of Black. Yeah.
Yeah.
In our especially in the Bahamas, it's so much that we're fighting with in our health right now. And it's all about what we eat. It's all about what we do on a daily basis. And like I was telling Ms. Marlene, I think that was last week, we need to go back to culture. We need to go back to our culture. We need to get back. But from seeing all of that, I then discovered the area of foot care and the area of specializing and getting to be able to have a practice to be able to service these individuals. So that's a little bit about myself.
Wow. So she started out in the hotel industry, and that's a really booming industry here in the Bahamas. But that's interesting. Well, we thank you for sharing a little bit. And her son is very cute, cute little fella, handsome little guy. They come to my shop sometimes. How did we meet? We actually met by way of me teaching Crystal soap making. As you guys know, like the disciples had their little gifts and talents that would help them to take care of themselves. Well, soap making is mine. And so Yeah, so I met her in a soap making class. I don't know how many years ago. A
A
number of years ago. Are you still making soap?
Yes, I
Okay,
do
all right,
now
just gotta
and
check.
then because I always want to be able holistic living, and that was the reason why the business was built the way that it is. Holistic
Mhm.
living and practices was my, and it still is my interest and my care because I know we have to get back to being grounded, get back into
Awesome.
my yeah.
Okay. Well, for those of us who are joining us for the very first time, I'm Marlene McKinney from Something Better Today Ministries. I see a lot of new names in the platform. Let us know in the chat where you're joining us from. We appreciate you doing that. I see we have Trinidad in the house, we have New York in the house, and various places. We have New York Bronx, we have New York Brooklyn, we have Sister Bernie in Tennessee, Sister Paulette in the Bronx, we have Sister Elfed in Brooklyn. We have, of course, we have Nassau, Bahamas in the house. Hello, somebody. Okay. We thank you for joining us. St. Lucia. I knew it was somebody. Cece from St. Lucia. I called her name out. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I'm just excited to know we have St. Lucia in the house. So let us know where you're joining us from today so that you can be a part of this dynamic audience we have here from all over the world, a diverse audience. So I'm going to just dive right into our interview for today. Like I said, I learned so much last week. I made it very practical. It was very practical for me because I had suffered from ingrown toenails. And as she got into that, I was like, wait a second, that's me. So our first question is, what are the benefits of nail rehabilitation for individuals with damaged nails due to trauma, fungal infections, or other health issues?
Depending on the issue or depending on the concern that the individual is experiencing at that particular
Bring it
time.
up a little bit. Yeah, good. There you go. That's better.
Depending on the concern that the individual is experiencing at that particular time, it is a process that we would have to go through to ensure that the nail reaches its optimum health. And improper, having the improper footwear specifically, it deals a lot with what the individual is experiencing with their damaged nail. And we have a tendency at times, sometimes to be hitting our foot, bucking our foot on furniture, or just walking. Walking can cause trauma and damage to the nail. So nail rehabilitation definitely helps to restore the appearance and the function of damaged nails. And it can involve trimming, it can involve reshaping and restructuring the nail back. That is a process within itself too. And treating the nail with over like topical antifungal agents that can be used on the nail if someone is experiencing any one of the various onyx, we call it because onyx refers to the nail, but any one of those mycosis that they are experiencing. And then within this process, it definitely aids into the regrowth and the health of the nail. It prevents future damage as well. So it helps to improve the condition and the comfort. For a lot of individuals, you would see them with, we call it involuted nail. Some persons may say, I have an ingrown nail. Well, it's an involuted nail because of curvature of that nail. And there is a process that we do within the practice that was able to help the nail to lift about 5 millimeters in order to be able to,
Really?
for the real, yes, for the real of the nail to grow and lift back up close to its normal structured form. And with that, it would definitely help an individual from the discomfort that person's may be experiencing within their nails.
Wow. Now, as you were talking, I was just thinking out loud, and I know that there's somebody here in the room who may be thinking like me, right? So she talked about using these topical antifungal creams and stuff. What about the natural stuff? You know, I'm in the natural world. I'm the natural girl. So what about, I've often even recommended. I've never tried because I've never had a fungal necessarily, but I have definitely recommended to persons as I've learned over the many years that they could use things like anybody want to tell me garlic and vinegar, right? So how does that, you know, do you adhere to any of those natural remedies? Have you seen it work?
I personally do recommend that persons can use, and one of the main ones would be tea tree oil.
Oh
So
yes,
tea tree oil
yes,
is
yes, yes,
antifungal,
yes,
antimicrobial, it has
yes,
all of those
most
properties.
definitely.
And however, depending on how the condition of the nail, you would find that you can use a more natural approach to the care of the nail. And with that, you will be able to see that over a course and period of time.
Okay.
The natural approach is a little bit longer,
Mhm.
but depending on the nail and how the nail is structured, we will be able to determine if it would be best for you to use the topical treatment first, and then you can go in your process of using a more holistic.
Okay. Do you guys have anything you want to share? Let us know in the chat. And if you want to raise your hand and say something, then you let me know that also, and then I will be more than happy to share your question also, or allow you to speak. So we're going to take one from the floor. We have a question that came in from the floor, and I'd like to take that at this time. This one came in from our friends, and oh, okay. CC has a question. We'll take this question, and then we'll come to you, CC. Give us a moment. The question that came in was, I'm going to give the whole comment. It came in from Vicky. She said, as I shared the live post today that we were on live, and I'm just honored to see so many of you on live. This is beautiful. She said, this is interesting. I woke up with severe pain in my ankle area. I stood up for a while, hand washing. Yesterday, old school tub scrubbing. Okay. Could that be the source of my pain? Couldn't walk on it, applied a cold compress.
Okay, good.
All right.
There would be a process that persons can go through to how to relieve some of the pain that they may be experiencing. But I would suggest to you to go to a podiatrist to take a deeper dive into that to find out what really is the cause of why the foot is swelling or why the ankle area is being swollen. And with the cold compress, definitely and even with a hot and cold therapy over a period of time would reduce some of the swelling and the pain that you are experiencing. Are you active? So all of this goes into consultation to find out a little bit more about the health status of yourself. But are you active? Is this a routine that you do consistently? Are you applying too much pressure? Are you wearing the footwear while you're doing these various I think you said she was washing, right?
Yeah.
While
Yeah.
you were doing these various home routines. But I would say definitely seek out your professionals.
Yeah, I say the same thing, most definitely. Thank you so much. We have a question, a live question in-house with us. We have Cece all the way from St. Lucia. You know, I actually went to school with some St. Lucians, and they would say they had green gold. I've never been down there yet. I say yet because I'm always open to travel. Hallelujah. Yeah, green gold be their bananas. Yes. Go ahead, Cece. We can hear you very well.
Good morning to everyone who's listening.
Hello.
Yes, I have a problem with my toes. Whenever I wear a close-up shoes, my toes, I don't know, I try to get shoes which is even a little bigger than my normal size, yet still it affects my big toes, both of my big toes. It gets fungus, then the toenail comes out, and I don't know why it's doing that. I try to just use open shoes most of the time, but there are times it looks so ugly that I go to the nail technician and have them to do a pedicure and then put the nail polish, or sometimes they have to build up the nail and all kinds of stuff. But I wish I could. I do not really like putting on nail polish as an Adventist, but sometimes I do it because it looks so ugly, and then sometimes I feel bad or guilty because sometimes we talk about that in churches, nail polish and all the makeup and all these kind of things. But I know the reason why I'm putting it on because it looks so ugly sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand. So you said that you would change your footwear, you would have made sure that it's a little bit larger. Now, what I would like for you to do is to, if you are able to, have a paper, put it on the ground, and I want you to trace out your foot. For the clothes and shoes that you are wearing, I want you to be able to cut that same paper that you traced out, put it up against the sole of your shoes, your closed in shoes, and I want for you to be able to see. Is the toe box of your closed in shoes wide enough for your feet? Majority of times, it would be the footwear that is being made for us, even though it may be wide, some may still have a curve or some may still go at an angle. And depending on the length that you keep your toenails, that can affect it as well. Even though it may be wider, your toe may still probably be too close to the very front portion of the shoe, where every time you walk, there's a slight movement in your footwear, in your feet that you move, and you're hitting up against the shoes. So that can cause damage within itself as well. With having a pedicure service for the aesthetic pleasing of it is wonderful and great. But I first need you to ensure that your foot is not going in water. Why? Because the water will then inhibit the growth and multiplication of what is already there present in your nail. Okay?
Mhm.
And it loves fungus. They love dark, moist areas. And you want to ensure that even after you would have come out of the shower, that you spray with a little bit of alcohol on the toenail, that any moisture that may be in that area is removed. And then you can apply a little bit of
Excuse me, what do you say you spray with it? You spray with?
a little bit of alcohol just to make sure that there's no moisture. No moisture at all around that area. So you do not want to soak your feet in water. You do not want to keep it soaking in water for a long period of time. And to be aesthetic with the polish, I would say hold off on the polish. Hold off on the polish for right now. What I can do is, if you would like, you could private message in your contact, and I can send you and recommend an individual that may be in your area, because it's not just myself. You have the benefits of persons like myself all over the globe, and I'm sure I've seen a colleague of mine in St. Lucia.
Yeah. Okay, I will leave my contact number on the chat.
That's
Thank you.
beautiful. That is so beautiful. Thank you so much. She will add her number. Yes, she will add her number to the chat. And yeah, we look forward to hearing more about that, because like my sister Cece, I too don't like I have never worn nail polish in my life until last week, because my toes looked horrible. Never. I've never. I'm almost 60. I've never worn polish in any kind, nail top nor bottom, right? So she added her number to the chat. So yeah, I'm like, these nails look horrible. And then I said, they don't look good. No, and then I was like, nope, that polish is too bright. I don't, yeah. I just wear gloss, maybe a little thingy, whatever, hardener. Yeah. But yeah, I never. All right, beautiful. Any other questions from the platform before I take our second question? Yes, there is one from Sharon. Sharon says, the back of my knee pains me. The back of my knee pains me. However, I did an ultrasound and I am well. No inflammation, cysts, etc. What should I do? It's paining her.
Now that we would have to dive a little bit deeper, because what do you do on a day-to-day basis? Are you sitting down a lot? Are you moving a little bit more? What is it? Are you using any lifts and weights, and are you overworking yourself? So you can, if you're able to share, you can open up your mic and you can give us a little bit more about yourself. Like, what is your day-to-day routine? What is your background and what do you do?
Hi,
Sharon?
good morning.
Hi, good
Yes.
morning.
Okay, so what I have observed is the pain only comes on when, if I am sitting for a period of time and when I get up, the discomfort comes on. Or if at night I get up to use the bathroom, it comes on. Other than that, if I am on my feet, it don't really hurt me.
Okay.
So I did an ultrasound and they said everything is fine. So they are suggesting now maybe I should do an MRI to see if it's a bone,
Okay.
So,
Okay, but if it's do your MRI, definitely
Sorry.
follow the advice of the medical professional. But I will tell you a little bit more to get a little bit more active. Get a little bit more active to help with some of the stagnation that you may be feeling and experiencing within the leg once you sit down for a long period of time. And if you've been sitting for at least about 45 minutes to an hour, you want to get up. You want to get up and start to move around.
okay.
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 It's understandable. Gotta get up and start moving. Because movement is what, people? Life. Okay, we were just talking about moving naturally this morning on our platform, how we need to move naturally. And moving naturally, it means that you start doing things that you weren't, don't park so far and get to the food store. I'm talking to myself. Hello, somebody. Talking to my own self. All these little things.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for your
I
question.
was walking my son to school and I saw the traffic. And I was like, well, great opportunity to walk. So I parked on the side. I was like, let's start walking. But just for some individuals, depending on your intake, depending on what you can and cannot do, I would recommend to start using some herbal teas. And with those herbal teas, I'm talking turmeric, but in some lime inside there, some cayenne pepper, some black pepper. And to be able to drink this on a day-to-day basis in the morning time would give you a good boost in your immune system.
Mhm.
It gives you a good shot to be able to combat some of the ailments and things that we are experiencing and that some persons are experiencing.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Thank you so much for your question. I see another question in the chat. I will take one question here on my um list of questions that we had organized to ask, and then we'll come to you, Sister Maxine, so don't go anywhere. If you're joining us for the very first time, I'm Marlene McKinney, and I am from Something Better Ministries here in the Bahamas. I've been in ministry for about 25 years, doing what I do here is teaching health. And I love it. I really do. Um, and we're just grateful to God for this opportunity that we can use a virtual platform to reach the world. That's what COVID did for us. Amen. COVID, something better came out of COVID, the virtual world. And so I'm just happy to have with us today, if you're joining us for the very first time, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, or via our live Zoom channel that's on with us this morning or this afternoon as we get into the afternoon. I just say thank you for being with us. And please remember to do four things: like, subscribe, share, and comment. You can do that even now because we are just about three-quarter way into our program, and we'd be happy to answer some of your questions. Sister Maxine, go ahead. Sister Maxine.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, let us know where you're joining us from.
In Nassau. It's my first
Awesome.
time on the program, and I'm happy that I saw the link in our church chat and
Thank you.
I am able to join. So I'm loving the program so far. So I definitely will be sharing.
Thank
I
you.
have a question. I am diabetic. I don't like to say I am diabetic, but I am diabetic, and I have been doing I was on insulin. My doctor took me off, but I noticed I've never had any symptoms in my feet in terms of numbness or swelling or anything like that. But I noticed over the past 2 weeks that one of my toes, my big toes, there's no injury. I don't know if I hit it, but just a part of it, just there's a numbness in the side of my toe. And I'm wondering what could be the cause of that.
Okay, well, you definitely will want to go back to your podiatrist and consult with the individual to ensure that you share some of your concerns that you're now experiencing. I'm not sure how long you were taken off of the insulin, but you want to be able now to start recording some of the symptoms that you are experiencing. Give the date, give the time, which you would probably be enduring around that time. Document everything now. That would be able to best help your podiatrist to best gauge what now needs to be the next step, what other supplements we probably need to add within your diet to help combat what you might be experiencing now.
Yeah, she probably wants to sit and talk with her doctor, whomever it was that took off the medication, because there could be a little, we don't want to say that, but it could be a little neuropathy, there's some numbness. So are you still checking your numbers? I'm the certified diabetic educator, so I'm sorry, it kicked in. I heard some stuff. Yeah, are you still checking your numbers?
Yes, I am. I do every morning. I do a check, and I am say between 100 and 125. It fluctuates. I am on metformin, but she took me off the insulin because I was not having any of those. But it just started recently, so I was concerned about it.
Yeah, you should be. May I ask you another question? So it's about one to 125 fasting blood sugar in the morning, which is not bad, but we could get it lower, that would be better. The lower it would
Yeah.
be between 80 and 90. Okay, around there is better. So we
Right.
could probably talk one-on-one. You can just, look me up in the chat and find my number. In addition to that, you could probably
Sure. Okay.
yeah,
All
still
right.
take the
Okay. Thank you
metformin.
so much.
Don't discontinue taking the metformin. Don't discontinue
No,
taking
I
metformin.
do I do take that.
Yeah, take it. How are you exercising? How are you utilizing
Yes,
some of that extra?
I'm pretty active, and
Okay, very good.
I'm watching what I eat.
Yes, yes.
I could be more active, but like
Yeah.
I could perhaps exercise 3 days out of the week, but maybe I need to step it up a little bit more.
Remember, go ahead,
Within your
Doc.
exercising, do you also include your foot exercises as well?
Sure, sure. I do a lot of that. I do a lot of Pilates and stuff.
Okay.
You do a lot of Pilates. Are you wearing any guards on your feet?
If I'm wearing,
Yes, if you're wearing any guards on your feet, especially with Pilates, are you protecting the victim?
no.
Okay. That's probably
I'm mostly doing like the stretches.
okay.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay.
I don't use any equipment, just stretches.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. Very good. If you're joining us for the first time, this is Marlene McKinney. I see some new names in our chat. If you would like, you can let us know where you're joining us from today. We have Dr. Christal Woodside with us here in studio, and we are talking about foot care. Um, it's amazing how we can walk around and have pain in the feet, ignore it, have numbness, we ignore it, whatever else is going on, fungal toes, and we ignore it. And this is our last week. She gave us a little thing. What did you say? Oh, let me put it on camera so she could tell you guys because I just loved it so much. What was it? What was it you said it was?
You gotta take care of what takes you there.
I just love it. Don't you guys love that? Someone put it in the chat so I can put it in the
Take
chat for.
care of what
I just
takes
love
you
that.
there.
Yes. So let's take care of our feet because it's the number one. We call it in the Bahamas, you call it taxi number what? Taxi number 11, right? So we need taxi number 11, guys. I don't know about you, but we need taxi number 11. Yeah, so I'm just happy to have her with us today. So if you're joining us for the first time, we thank you for being here. We welcome you. And we're talking about foot care. And remember, you can definitely share this link with your friends and family. Okay, so our next question, and we'll take one from the audience after I take this one. Is that okay? All right, it says, how can proper foot hygiene and nail care practices be incorporated into daily routines to prevent long-term foot problems? Like, yeah, tell me how I can do that.
Now, last time we would have spoken about ensuring that after you would have come out your shower and when you would have done your morning and your night routine, that you're making sure to dry in between your toes, but ensuring that proper hygiene is a daily routine. It's not once a month, it's not every other day. It is a daily routine to prevent any long-term foot problems. So the daily foot care can include washing and drying of the feet, making sure you dry in between your toes, please. That is a breeding ground for active feet. You want to ensure that you're moisturizing your feet. I'm sorry, lotion is not going
Oh
to
no, oh
I'm
no.
sorry, lotion is not
She
going
just
to
bashed me.
you need a foot cream mousse that is
Oh.
catered just for the structure
Hmm.
of the skin, okay, on your feet, because the skin on your feet is thicker than the skin on the rest of your body. All right, there's another layer on the soles of your hands, the palms of your hands, and the soles of your feet. Okay, so you need something with urea inside of it that has a nice pH balance to balance off everything. And you want to ensure that the nails are trimmed, and when they're trimmed straight across. Going into your sides that can cause your nails when they go back out to dig into the skin. You want to ensure that the nail is trimmed straight across. If you're in footwear, you're in tennis a lot, you want to ensure that you wear clean socks. Okay? And that socks is changed daily. I'm not talking about the socks clean today. I aired them out. I did them out tomorrow. May have been culprit of that, okay? So we want to ensure that we're wearing clean socks. And you want to ensure that the footwear that you're wearing, like I would have mentioned earlier, the footwear that is being produced now for the masses, they're not conducive for our feet. And with having with your foot, you want to ensure that when you're going to purchase your shoes, they're purchased later on in the day. So by later on in the day, your foot would have already expanded to its max. And you would be able to properly size up the footwear that you would need. Some of us, our toes, say for instance, this is my big toe, this is my second toe. Some of our second toe is longer than our big toe. So you need to ensure that you're purchasing footwear that is the length of your second digit, okay? And not necessarily big toe. Anytime we feel it, especially for the children, we feel it for that big toe. Where's that
And
big
that's
toe?
not true.
Because
Yeah.
you can end up with hammer toe. You can end up with claw toe. You could end up with a bunion because the footwear is too tight and your feet is squinched up. Those little tiny toes, they're squinched up that they're causing a bunion. And you should have got foot CTH to be able to, so they have a good helping.
Yes, because last week, let me just replace that camera 1 minute, because last week she was talking about how the line on top of, I should go and get a sock. I'm gonna put on so she could, because I was like, what? And she said, yes, the line shouldn't be on top of the
your
toes. And I was like, oh, okay.
The shoe box, sometimes they're really low with their tennis, sometimes they're really low. And it's causing the rubbing and the irritation on the skin that can cause blisters. Those blisters over a period of time, if you're diabetic, can lead to other complications.
Yeah.
If you are even not diabetic, you're walking around with a bunch of blisters, you're walking around with hyperpigmentation of your skin. So that in itself is not aesthetically appealing to yourself and maybe others. So you want to ensure that your socks that you're wearing, that is not across the toes. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm asking our YouTube audience, do you have any questions for Dr. Woodside? We have gone 36 minutes in. It's supposed to be a half an hour show, but we want to make sure that we're taking all questions from you guys for today. Any questions? Just put that question first in there. And I hope by now you would have done several things for us, and the first thing would be to share this link, because there are so many people who are suffering right now. I mean, I get calls almost every day from people who are like, well, gee, I have my feet feel so numb. Diabetics, especially diabetics. I think our biggest concern would be the diabetics, because neuropathy could take place, and then, and there's no restoration. But one of my favorite doctors, medical doctor, would be Dr. Horsley.
Yes.
Yes, I will have to see if I can invite him. Yeah, I have to invite Dr. Horsley to our platform along with Crystal to talk more about the diabetic foot, because he was on just talking about the amputations, the amount of amputations.
Yes.
Do you have any statistics on that? I don't want to put you on. I know it's really high.
It is extremely high. I know, working with a few of the podiatrists in the country, when I would have had my private practice within one of the clinics and one of the offices, just to see the number of individuals that would come in on a day-to-day basis. We had so many amputees coming to the clinic.
Wow.
And in general, with us as a society, we do have a lot of persons. Sometimes you see persons limping. They don't have a leg.
Yeah.
They don't have a leg. They're on a prosthetic leg.
Yeah.
And it's a lot, because then it deals with the individual's confidence.
Yeah.
It's a depletion of some persons, it's a depletion of their life.
Yeah.
They would have used their legs to be able to provide for their families. And for some, they're not able to have a prosthetic leg. They're not able to have the financial means to be able to provide that for them. So yeah, it's a lot that we are experiencing.
Wow.
But having Dr. John to give more advice and give more recommendations, just like what would have been sent in the chat, definitely, because Dr. Horsley, then they would have introduced a product here to the country that they felt was doing really well.
Yeah, I think it was doing pretty good too. Actually, I bought some from him. I haven't used all, but I've also recommended it to others. And one guy called back and he was like, "This works."
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put her on camera. So I'll take the next question. I'll go and get that product. I'm not necessarily advertising for the company. I'm just advertising a product that I know that works. because he was like, his feet were so numb. And he called me back and he was crying. He was so happy. He was like, my feet feel a bit more normal. He's diabetic, you know. But you know, with diabetes, we need to really be concerned about our diet more than anything else in the world. It's diet. It's diet and lifestyle movements, you know. I was gonna say to Susan, what was her name earlier? Susan, right? Yeah, the lady that I spoke about her. Yeah, I was going to say to you, you can even do a digestive walk. The digestive walk is just 10 minutes after each meal. So even if you can't, because she said I do 3 days a week, maybe I need to do more. You can even do that. Just 10 minutes after each meal. Just walk right around your office or walk around your home. Just walk in in your yard. Just go 10 minutes. That's it. That's it. 10 minutes after breakfast, 10 minutes after lunch. You just walk. You're not gonna wait 10 minutes. You're gonna walk for 10 minutes. Let me clarify. All right, so you don't want to do it as a rapid walk. It needs to be digestive. In other words, it's slow. And it's only to aid in digestion. That's all it's about. All right. If you've enjoyed today's segment, will you please let us know? I'm going to give Ms. Dr. Christal our next question, and I think we're going to wrap it up so it wouldn't be too long on the radio end. Crystal, it says, discuss how taking care of the feet and receiving reflexology treatment can contribute to overall relaxation and emotional well-being, and how can reflexology complement traditional medicine treatments for foot-related issues?
A lot of individuals may be experiencing a swelling in their feet, swelling in their feet with foot massage. Is the very pressure points within the bottom of the feet. So we know all of our nerve endings ends in the hands and it ends in the feet. And the feet and the hands mimic that of your internal organs or your whole body system on the bottom of the foot and the hands. So identifying the various pressures into the needed areas can help and assist persons in the health and the well-being of themselves is a beautiful way to relax. It's a beautiful way to de-stress and end your day. It is a beautiful way for those who may be experiencing, like I would have mentioned, the swelling in the feet. There is lymphatic massage, which is now being deemed a medical massage. And with that, it aids in the flow of the lymphatic system. So it is in the lymph being drawn back to the areas where they need to be expelled from out of the body or to be flushed from out of the system.
Mhm.
So that is over a period of time, and that's a holistic way of drawing the fluids back out of that area.
Ooh, very interesting. Aren't you guys enjoying this? I went and I ran to my little room and got this new remedy. Would you recommend this?
I would.
Most
I
definitely.
would.
So what
I've heard
you?
so many
Yeah,
persons, said that they would have been taking the product
Yep.
and that's that it gave because it has that B complex within inside of it as well. It's a B supplement. It works once.
Okay, I think we got all of our questions in. I'm going to show you this product that like I said, because of the B complex in there. It's called New Remedy. I'm not the producer of this product. I'm not your doctor. Please, I'm not prescribing. I'm not even prescribing. Yeah. I'm just sharing a testimonial from one person that used it. And then another lady called. She was in so much pain. She was really crying a lot on the phone. And I just met her by way of phone because I'm on the radio every day. So people call from time to time. And her problem was she was in lots of pain. I wish she were on today. I'd have to find her number in my phone somewhere. But she was just crying, I mean, uncontrollably because of the fact that she was having such pain in her feet. And I recommended this product to her. And I haven't heard from her. Hopefully she's okay. Literally, she was in so much pain, Crystal. She said, I'm ready to die. That's so much pain. And she was probably younger than me. Yeah. And I was like, girl, you better stop this foolishness right now on my phone. We don't do that on my phone. So New Remedy. It really works. I bought it, when Dr. Horsley would come to my shop, he was one of our clients and he would have lunch with us. And he told us about it. My cousin and I shared a bottle. And I said, okay, before you leave, I need another bottle, just to be sure. But it really does work. This is formulated to stay in the system longer. Remember, vitamin B is water soluble. Okay. water soluble, it go right, but this one stays in. Let me share it again. I see some of you asking about the product. It's called New Remedy. Can you see it? You can do a screenshot. New Remedy. And then where is it bought in Nassau? I bought it from Dr. Hussey, but it is available at Prescription Parlor. Prescription Parlor. They carry Prescription Parlor. I need to have them over in my show one day because I've been sending hundreds of people their way because they have tons of products there, all natural products. They have the traditional, but they also have a whole aisle dedicated to herbs, and I just love it. And supplements. I happen to think that's the way. This is the way the world is going. You have to go where the world is going. You have to be smart as a business person, right? And go the way the world is going. So did you get that? This New Remedy. You can always WhatsApp me privately. I can send you a photo of it. You can go online. You can order it online. I can't remember. I don't know the websites, like I said, but you can definitely find it online. I know that someone here in the group today did find it. Any final questions for Doc before we close out today's segment? Any questions? Let me go to our YouTube channel right quick. Sorry, I forgot y'all were there. No questions there. All right. All right. Well, we want to thank you for being with us today, Doc. Yes. And next week, the same time, same place, we'll be here about 10:30, around there. We'll get into our next segment on foot care. If you have enjoyed today's segment and you are close to your device, you can give her a thumbs up. You can send her some hearts, whatever you want to do, just to let her know how much you appreciate her being with us today. As always, this is Something Better Today, and we are just excited to let you know that we are here, we are available to you, and so we want you to know that you can register for one of our programs. How can they reach you? Yeah, how can the people reach you?
So for those in the Commonwealth, for those in the Bahamas and Nassau, I also travel to the Family Island as well. But for those in Nassau, the contact is 357-3424. Again, the number is 357-3424. The name of the business is Royal Wellness and Day Spa. That's Royal with 2 L's. Royal Wellness and Day Spa. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the social medias you would be able to find the spa on. And I am Dr. Christal Woodside. Again, my background is in the beautification and the health of the nails and the feet. For those who are interested in even more of a spa treatment, we also offer those services as well. And I go to the Family Islands. So if you know somebody on the Family Islands that need more care to their hygienic care to their feet, you can go right ahead and recommend them to give us a call.
Exciting news, exciting. Aren't you excited about all these possibilities? I say thank you again for joining us. Remember, you can reach us, listen to our little jingle, and this is how you can reach us. Okay, bye-bye. God bless you. See you next time. I won't cut off right away. I will stop reviewing live, but yeah, that's how I go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Right time to look good and feel good. It's challenge time. Get on board with certified health coach Marlene McKinney, Global Weight Loss Challenge. Enjoy vegan meal plans, clean eating, routine exercise with awesome WhatsApp group support. Get excited. Don't hesitate. Register, forward email address via WhatsApp to 242.
Bye, guys. See you next time.
Bye-bye. Thank you.